So welcome to Endurance Room. My name's Jess. I'm going to be doing an overnighter tonight out here using some vintage military gear, some stuff that I made myself, and some things that I put together out of different pieces. My plan tonight is to use a single Plash Palatka for my shelter. I usually carry around multiples out in the woods when I'm using them for shelters, but using one for a shelter is something that I haven't done in a while, at least for an overnighter. So I thought we'd give that a go. And I've also got a modified Ranger roll for my bedroll tonight, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about this. This is something that the Rangers came up with for, warmer weather down to like the 40s. And it's supposed to be, about that tonight. So it should be perfect. Welcome to Endurance Room. This should do for tonight. Nothing overhead, there's water nearby, there's wood all around. Let's take a look at the pack and then we'll set up our shelter. So my backpack tonight is something that I put together myself. It's modeled after a Soviet veshmashuk, which is a real cool, simple canvas backpack with some real simple shoulder straps that allows you to carry a good bit of weight, and it's really light. So you could throw it in your main rucksack and then have that as a go bag around camp. And that's what I used as the model for this pack. It's just a really simple open bucket design. It's accessed at the top by this drawstring. There are tie downs on each side to secure your poncho, your tarps, your shelter hats, what have you. There is a quick access pouch that lets you keep your go-to items at the ready, and just some real simple straps that I fashioned out of a wool belt. The main body of the pack was fashioned out of a military style duffel bag, laundry bag. It carries a surprisingly large amount of gear. I've got about what I have in my medium Alice packed out, and it was comfortable. So for my shelter tonight, I'm using a Czechoslovakian Plash Palatka. Really cool camo, similar to the Alpenflage. Got a grabber military space blanket for a ground sheet. This is a Polish shoulder bag. I'm using it as a bread bag. It's got my food in it. Inside the pack, there's one large compartment. We got an e-tool. Steel canteen and nesting cup. Pillow. An essentials bag with different tools, gloves, fire kit, navigation kit. My bedroll. It's a modified Ranger roll. Got my Gorka 3 jacket. A climate sleep pad. And the rest is just some extra clothes, some warming layers for tonight. It's a pretty basic minimal loadout tonight. I want to keep it simple as an exercise. So to set up my shelter, once again, I've got two poles that are about 6 feet in length. That's going to be a bipod, and then I've got this longer pole. It's about 10 feet long that I'm going to use for my ridge pole. These climate pads are great. We had an earlier model that was red and had a different valve on it. It was kind of like a screw top valve that leaked. But these newer versions are awesome. They have improved the valves on them significantly. This is pretty cozy. I'm out of the wind. It should be a nice clear night. Let's check out the Ranger roll. So this is my modified Ranger roll. Just lashed up with some paracord. A little bowline on the end. The outer layer is a ripstop poncho. It'll serve as a bivvy. And on the inside, I've got one Plash Palatka and a whoopee, or poncho liner. The best part about it is that it's modular. So if you don't need a layer, you know, the weather's warm, you can pop one out, add one in as you need it. It's pretty cool. It gives you more options than just a sleeping bag, which is just a sleeping bag. So camp's all set. Let's grab some firewood and get some dinner happening. Here's some of the birch bark I collected back on the trail when I first came in. Now, this will take flame really easily and will sustain your flame so you get your fire going. It's an awesome tinder source when you have flame. But when you have spark to ignite it, it can be a little bit challenging sometimes just to take spark directly. So what I've learned to do is rough the bark up. If you take the back edge of your knife, just kind of abrade it, it gives you a lot more to work with when you've got spark for your ignition source. If I'm going to be out for any length of time, I usually take a water filter with me. But when I'm local and I know there's going to be water, I'll just carry my water bottle and boil it. It's a lighter load packing it in, and I get to practice my fire making. Just grab yourself a good coal, break it off in there. It kind of works like charcoal, and it picks up contaminants that might be in the water. So even though you're boiling out any, cryptosporidium or any little bugs, you're killing that stuff. Anything else that's in there that might give the water a bit of a taste, the charcoal helps to neutralize. So it's worth knowing. Learned this one from Graybearded Green Beret. Thank you, Josh. I'm all stretched out. I am completely covered by the poncho, and it's pretty warm back here from the fire. It's toasty warm, actually. So part one of dinner tonight, just some brown rice. Part 2 will be this lovely fillet of venison. Thank you. Good morning. Last night was pretty quiet, uneventful. Good. Range roll kind of was suboptimal. It collected a lot of moisture on the inside of the poncho, which I was aware that was going to happen somewhat, but it was a little too much for my liking, so I ended up discarding the ripstop about halfway through the night. My lighter was empty this morning. I usually just use one of these to get my fire going in the morning. I don't do any of the bushcrafty type stuff, but this morning I woke up, my lighter was done, so I had to grab my backup, which I keep in a little East German grenade pouch. This has got my nav stuff, my ferro rod, some Gorilla Tape, just little odds and ends that I always keep on me. But I keep a backup lighter in there, and to prevent it from discharging, I just wrap the top with Gorilla Tape. So I got a fresh one, good to go. It's a good brew.